Yo, what's up, football fans? You're not gonna believe the absolute bombshell that just dropped in the NFL world. This is not a drill. I'm talking about one of the most jaw-dropping trades in NFL history, maybe even in the entire history of American sports. We've seen blockbuster trades before, but nothing, and I mean nothing, on this level. Jalen Ramsey, yes, the Jalen Ramsey, one of the most feared cornerbacks in the modern game, has just been traded to the Dallas Cowboys in a deal reportedly worth a mind-melting $180 million. That's not a typo, that's not clickbait, that is a real number, and this move has the potential to completely reshape the NFL power structure. It's already being dubbed the biggest trade in NFL history, not just because of the money, but because of what it means for the Cowboys, for the Dolphins, and for the entire league heading into the next season. So let's break this down, because there's a lot to unpack. First off, let's talk about who Jalen Ramsey is. If you follow football even a little bit, you know this man is a straight-up game changer. He's a 3-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion, and widely considered one of the most physically dominant and mentally tough defenders of his generation. Ramsey doesn't just cover receivers, he erases them. We've seen him shut down elite talent time and time again, from DeAndre Hopkins to Tyreek Hill to Justin Jefferson. He's not just sticky in coverage, he brings elite tackling ability, freakish athleticism, and an alpha male presence on the field that shifts the tone of any defense he's a part of. And now, he's wearing the star. He's a Dallas Cowboy. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. The Cowboys have already had a strong defensive core over the past few seasons, with Micah Parsons exploding onto the scene as one of the most terrifying pass rushers in the league, and Trayvon Diggs, though a bit of a gambler in coverage, bringing playmaking energy to the secondary. But now, you add Jalen Ramsey into that mix? You put him on the opposite side of Diggs? You're giving defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer, who just returned to the team, a toolbox that defensive minds dream about. You could roll Ramsey out in man-to-man lockdown situations, you could have him shadow number 1 receivers, you could even drop him into safety looks or blitz off the edge. He's that versatile. And when you line up that much talent across the board, Ramsey, Diggs, Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, it's nightmare fuel for opposing quarterbacks. But here's the thing, this wasn't just a football decision. This was a statement. The Cowboys have been chasing that elusive Super Bowl ring for over 2 decades. Every year, the expectations are sky high, and every year, it seems like something slips: injuries, coaching, offensive woes, bad clock management, you name it. But now, Jerry Jones has pushed all his chips to the center of the table. This $180 million move isn't just about winning games, it's about winning a championship. It's about taking the narrative, the history, the pressure, and saying, we're not just playing to compete. We're playing to dominate. Let's talk about the trade details for a moment, because that's where it gets even crazier. According to sources close to the situation, the Cowboys will send over a significant package to the Dolphins, likely including a first-rounder, 2 mid-round picks, and at least 1 starting-caliber player. Rumors are swirling that it could be a wide receiver or a linebacker, depending on how the contracts shake out, but nothing is confirmed yet. And then, there's the money, $180 million. That's not just unprecedented for a cornerback, that's quarterback money. That's franchise-changing money. It tells you how highly the Cowboys value what Ramsey brings to the table. They're not just looking at his ability to cover. They're looking at his experience, his leadership, his fire, and his championship mentality. You want a guy who can go toe-to-toe with the best and not flinch? You want someone who's been on the biggest stage and delivered? Ramsey's your guy. And let's not forget the other side of this equation, the Miami Dolphins. Just last year, they made what seemed like a franchise-altering move by acquiring Ramsey from the Rams. He instantly boosted their secondary, brought swagger and toughness, and helped solidify a defense that was already trending in the right direction. So why trade him now? Why let go of a cornerstone defensive player just as the AFC is turning into an arms race with teams like Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore, and now Houston loading up for deep playoff runs? Well, the answer lies in the numbers and maybe the locker room. The Dolphins have been navigating a complicated salary cap situation, with massive contracts going to guys like Tyreek Hill, Xavier Howard, Bradley Chubb, and soon Tua Tagovailoa. Something had to give. And when you look at the numbers, moving Ramsey frees up a ton of cap space money that could be used to build depth or secure younger players long term. There's also speculation, though nothing confirmed yet, that Ramsey may have been unhappy with his role or the direction of the team. We know he's a player who wears his emotions on his sleeve. If he wasn't feeling the fit in Miami, or if he felt he wasn't being used to the fullest of his capabilities, it wouldn't be shocking if both sides agreed to move on, especially if the Cowboys were willing to offer that kind of money. And now the question everyone is asking, does this make the Cowboys Super Bowl favorites? It's hard to say, because football is a complicated sport and so much depends on injuries, consistency, and playoff performance. But on paper, the Cowboys now have one of the scariest defenses in the league, and if Dak Prescott can stay healthy and play clean football, especially with weapons like CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and Tony Pollard in the backfield, then yes, this team is absolutely in the mix. You've got to remember that Dallas has been knocking on the door for the last few years. They've been close, but they've lacked that extra edge in the postseason, that killer instinct, that sense of we will not be denied. Ramsey brings that edge. He brings that energy. He brings that ring. Of course, there are risks. Ramsey isn't exactly a spring chicken anymore. He's still elite, no doubt, but injuries and wear and tear are always factors for physical corners who play as aggressively as he does. And anytime you tie up that much money in a single player, you limit your flexibility elsewhere. If things go south, if the team underperforms, if injuries mount, or if coaching issues creep in, it could blow up in their face. But that's the gamble Jerry Jones is willing to take. He's seen enough seasons end in heartbreak. He wants to win now. And with the Eagles loading up, the 49ers staying elite, and teams like Detroit on the rise, the Cowboys aren't content to just make the playoffs. They want to go all the way. This move also sends a message to the rest of the league: the Cowboys aren't messing around. They're not here to be a meme anymore. They're here to reclaim the throne. And with a core of veterans and young stars, with a coaching staff that now has no excuse, and with Ramsey bringing that warrior mentality to the defensive side, the pressure is on and the potential is sky high. Fans are already lighting up Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, every platform with reactions. Some are pumped. Some are cautious. Some are even skeptical, asking if this is just another flashy Cowboys move that won't pay off. But one thing is clear: this is must-see football now. Every Cowboys game is about to become an event. Because love them or hate them, you're going to watch. So where does this rank among the greatest NFL trades of all time? Right now, it's too soon to say. If Ramsey helps deliver a Super Bowl to Dallas, it could go down as the greatest. Better than Herschel Walker. Bigger than Randy Moss. More impactful than any quarterback trade. But that all depends on what happens next. That's the beauty of football: one move changes everything. And today, the Dallas Cowboys just changed everything. And if you're a fan of drama, strategy, and high-stakes football, buckle up. Because this season, it just became the most anticipated in recent memory. Keep your eyes locked on the star, because Jalen Ramsey has landed in Dallas.